Assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, today we will study ayat 267 to 273 of Surah Al-Baqarah. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim.
يا أيها الذين آمنوا أنفقوا من طيبات ما كسبتم ومما أخرجنا لكم من الأرض ولا تيمموا الخبيث منه تنفقون ولستم بآخذيه إلا أن تغمضوا فيه واعلموا أن الله غني حميد.
O those who had believed, spend from the good things that you have earned and from what we had produced in it. Allah has produced for you from the earth. And you do not aim at the bad kind of it, while you would not take it except overlooking it. And know that Allah is all sufficient and all praiseworthy. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu, this is a direct address to the people who have believed. Amin, form 4, and it is a perfect verb. Anfiqu, this is also form 4, and it is an order, imperative verb, amr, that Allah Ta'ala is ordering that you spend min at-tayyibati, from the good things, pak things, ma kasabtum, that you have earned, wa mimma akhrajna, and you spend from what we have produced for you from the earth, wala min al-ardi, wala tayammamu. La is nahiya, that means it is used when you have to order not to do something, and Allah Ta'ala is ordering, do not aim at bad things, khabis, for spending. Walastam, that you will not accept for yourself, illa, except in antuqmidu, that you will overlive it. And this is also form 4. Wa'lam, this is fi'l imperative verb, Allah is ordering, and you should know, Inna Allah Ghaniyun Hamid, Allah is all sufficient, all praiseworthy. Amanu, anfiqu, tunfiquna, akhrajna, tughmidu, they are all form 4. And in form 4, this is the perfect verb, and anfiqu, this is the imperative verb, in which there is an order. Tunfiquna, this is the imperfect verb. Akhrajna, this first person verb. That means Allah Ta'ala is saying, which I have produced, which I have taken out from the earth. And tughmidu is the imperfect verb. And Allah Ta'ala is saying, you will not take except you overlook. Form 4, it has the meaning of he made himself do or perform an action. So it's your basically personal actions which you are doing in form 4 when it is used. Anfiqu, yunfiquna, tunfiqu, then tughmidu, you. Everything is second person. Tayammam, this is the second person masculine plural, and it is form 5. Imperative verb, juicy mood, and means do not, because before it is being used lahanaya, la, which orders you not to do something. So Allah Ta'ala is saying, do not aim at giving bad things or khabis things to the people, and which you will, if it is given to you, you will not take it except that you overlook it. Walam, this is again imperative verb, and Allah Ta'ala is saying, you should know that Allah is all sufficient and all praiseworthy. Aminun, this is a noun of intensity, and it is on the pattern of alimun. The noun of intensity are action or repeated action, intensity of action and repeated action. Normally these are used for Allah Ta'ala. Ayat 268.
الشيطان يعدكم الفقر ويأمركم بالفحشاء والله يعدكم مغفرة منه وفضلا والله واسع عليم.
The shaitan frightens you of poverty and orders you to immorality, while Allah promises you forgiveness from Him and bounty. And Allah is all-encompassing and all-knowing. Shaitan. So he frightens you, fuqara, for poverty. And he orders you, yamur, he orders you, bil fahshai, immorality, fahish. Wallahu, and Allah, yudukum, promises you maghfiratun, forgiveness for you, and fadla, and His fadl, bounty. And Allah is all-encompassing and knowing. Wasiun, alimun is the noun of intensity. Wasiun is active participle. Yuidukum, this is weak mithal imperfect verb. And in weak mithal verbs, the first radical in imperfect verb is dropped. So most Arabic verbs have only 3 letters. The first radical is called fa kalma, the second radical is called ain kalma, and the third radical is called lam kalma. If one of the 3 radicals is waw or ya, then it is called weak. The first radical is waw or ya, the verb is called al-mu'talu fa, that is weak of fa, it is called al-mithal. The second, if it has got this, it is called al-ajwaf. The third radical is called naqis. And if the 2 radicals are weak in a verb, then it is called al-afif. In mithal verbs, the first radical is waw or ya. And in imperfect verb, the waw is dropped, like we have, for example, waqafa is the perfect verb, and then yaqifu is the imperfect verb, although it should be yuqifu, waw has been omitted. Same over here, wajada, yajidu, this waw has been omitted in the imperfect verb. Badaya, yadiu, this waw has been omitted in the imperfect verb. Object, maf'ulun bi, I have given full details, everything about the maf'ulun bi. Please read it, it will give you a very good information, inshallah. Ayat 269.
يؤتي الحكمة من يشاء ومن يؤت الحكمة فقد أوتي خيرا كثيرا وما يذكر إلا أولو الألباب.
He gives wisdom to whom He wills. And whoever is given wisdom, then surely he is given good in abundance. And no one remembers except those of understanding. Yuti, he gives hikmah, that means wisdom. And to whom he wished, yashau, waman, and whoever, this is conditional particle, whoever is given, yuta, given wisdom, hikmata, faqad utiya khairan kasira. He has given good in abundance, kasira. Khairan kasira. Kasira is also a noun of intensity. Vama, and no one remembers, just zakkaru. This is form 5. Illa ulil albab, except those people who are intellect who understands things. Yuti, this is imperfect verb. He gives, yuta, and who has been given. This is passive imperfect verb. Utiya, this is third person masculine, singular, passive perfect verb. This is form 4. All of them are form 4. And who has been given wisdom, then he has got khairan kasira. It's good in abundance. Form 4, it's personal actions. Allah is performing the option, He gives you, and to whom He gives, He get khairan kasira, that means good in abundance. In the passive verb, the original verb course changes. The letter of mudari gets dhamma, and the pre-final radical gets fatha, and it is imperfect verb. Like from yaqtulu, he kills, or will kill, will become yuqtalu, he is killed, or he will be killed. Yuhakimu, he is trying or will try, will become yuhakamu, it is, will be tried. Over here, Allah Ta'ala is saying, those to whom I have given, and then who gets it. The yazakkar, this is form 5. And in form 5, ta is fixed to form 2, and the second, in form 2, second radical is doubled. Zakara, form 5, tazakkara. Tazakkaru is the imperfect verb. The extra ta of form 5 will be changed to za, so it becomes yazakkaru. Form 5, he made himself or he made something undergo an action, to undergo change. So Allah Ta'ala is saying that those who will remember, those who are of understanding will remember. Ayat 270.
وما أنفقتم من نفقة أو نذرتم من نذر فإن الله يعلمه وما للظالمين من أنصار.
And whatever you spend of expenditures or you go of prayerful offerings, indeed Allah knows it, and the wrongdoers will not get any helpers. Vama, ma is the conditional particle, and faktum, whatever you spend, nafaqa, anfaqu, anfaqtum, you spend. Now this time tum is for you. Min nafaqatin, of expenditures, or nazartum. And you go, that means you promise or you pledge any prayerful offerings. فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ, indeed Allah knows it. وَمَا لِلظَّالِمِينَ مِنْ أَنصَارٍ, and the wrongdoers will not get any helper. Ma is the conditional particle. In Arabic we call it harfu shart, and it means whatever. So whatever you spend, Allah knows it very well. Anfaqtum, whatever you spend. It's again form 4, and it's you do your action yourself. Lizalimin, it is active participle from form 1, and its pattern is fa'ilu. So whoever is wrongdoers, they will not get any help. Ansar. Ayat 271.
إن تبدوا الصدقات فنعما هي وإن تخفوها وتؤتوها الفقراء فهو خير لكم ويكفر عنكم من سيئاتكم والله بما تعملون خبير.
If you disclose charities, it is good. And if you keep it secret and give it to the poor, then it is better for you. And He will remove some of your evil deeds. And Allah is all aware of what you do. In His conditional particle, tubdu is form 4. If you disclose whatever you do charity, sadaqat, by naima. This naima, this is the superlative degree verb of praise. So it is good. In very high level, it is quite good. When tukwa, and if you keep it secret and give it to the poor, fuqara, fahuwa khairul lakum, then it is better for you. Lakum. Yukaffir, and He will remove ankum, from you, min sayatikum, some evil deeds. Wallahu, and Allah is all aware. Talumuna, what you do. Khabir, He is all aware, and this is noun of intensity. Now it's very clear that if you disclose charities, like if you do some charities which can motivate other people to do the charity, then you can disclose the charities. But if you keep it secret, to not to know people who are poor, and you try to protect them that they are not exposed. And in is the conditional particle, it means if, and over here it is used in two conditions. Number one, tubdu, if you disclose, this is form 4, fine? And the other one is tukfu, or if you keep it secret. And it was used, and if you keep it secret, tutwa, and if you give it to the poor. This is also form 4. And form 4, as we have discussed many times, that it is something which you perform yourself, an action done by ourselves. Naima. Nema is the word of praise, and it is exaggeration. That means you go good, that means you exaggerate in good. That will be, it is the superlative way. Praise and blame verbs in superlative way. It is, this is praise, and there are two verbs specific to superlative praise, naima and habaza. And these two verbs, bisa and sa, are superlative blame. Full details I have given it. Frankly speaking, it took a lot of time to collect the information. I would suggest go through it and try to understand. The main thing is, when these 4 verbs are used, 2 for praise and 2 for blame, they are superlative degree, exaggeration. Wayukaffir, this is form 2, imperfect verb. In form 2, the second letter is doubled. This form is causative and intensive, and makes stronger or more intense of form 1. So yukaffir, He will remove some of your evil deeds. Ayat 272.
ليس عليك هداهم ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء وما تنفقوا من خير فلأنفسكم وما تنفقون إلا ابتغاء وجه الله وما تنفقوا من خير يوفى إليكم وأنتم لا تظلمون.
You are not responsible for the guidance, but Allah guides whom He wills. And whatever good you spend, that is for yourself. And you do not spend except seeking pleasure and mercy of Allah. And whatever you spend of good, it will be fully repaid to you, and you will not be wronged. Laysa, it is not alayka for you or on you, hudam to give guidance. We have translated, you are not responsible for their guidance. Walakin Allah, but Allah guides, Yahdi guides whom He wish, whom He wills. Wama tunfiqu, and whatever, ma is conditional particle, tunfiqu is form 4. Whatever you spend, min khair, you spend for good, فَلِأَنفُسِكُمْ, it is for yourself. وَمَا تُنْفِقُونَ, yeah, this ma is for no. And this ma, and then you can see the color difference. This ma, when it comes in this color, is a conditional particle, and this ma is in this color is for negation. وَمَا تُنْفِقُونَ, you do not spend, tunfiqu again form 4, illa ibtigha, except seeking wajhillah, pleasure and mercy of Allah. وَمَا تُنْفِقُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ, and whatever you spend, ma is again over here, conditional particle. Whatever you spend of good, khair, yuwaffa, it will be fully paid to you, وَأَنْتُمْ لَا تُظْلِمُونَ, and you will not be wronged. When we talk about Laysa alayka hudahum, it's not only for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, it's for everybody who is giving message of Allah to the people. It is not their responsibility to guide, but their duty is to give the message of Allah to the people. And Allah will guide whom He wills. Tunfiquna. This is imperfect verb, juicy mood, and this is imperfect verb. The conditional particle has made it juicy mood, ma, and over here it's normal, tunfiquna. The meaning do not change. It's just the structure which is changed. So whatever you spend is for yourself, and you spend for seeking pleasure and mercy of Allah. So the meaning do not change. It is whatever it's you spend. The meaning is you spend. And it's form 4, action performed by yourself. Ibtigha, this is the casual object verbal noun of form 8. And in form 8, it refers to make oneself do something with some effort and getting something done for oneself or via someone. So you are seeking pleasure from Allah. When you spend for seeking pleasure and mercy of Allah. Yuwaffa, this is form 2, imperfect verb, juicy mood. And Allah will repay you what you have spent in full. It's form 2, which is causative and intensive. So He is going to, whatever you have spent, He is going to repay you in full, rather more than that. Ayat 273.
للفقراء الذين أحصروا في سبيل الله لا يستطيعون ضربا في الأرض يحسبهم الجاهل أغنياء من التعفف تعرفهم بسيماهم لا يسألون الناس إلحافا وما تنفقوا من خير فإن الله به عليم.
Charity is for the poor who are engaged in the way of Allah, not able to move in the land for livelihood. An ignorant one thinks they are rich or well off because they refrain from asking. But you can recognize them by their faces. They do not beg people persistently. And whatever you spend of good, indeed Allah is all aware of it. Charity, over here, it's the subject which has been omitted. So, Allah Ta'ala is telling us that charity is for the poor. Who poor? Those who are engaged in the way of Allah, fi sabilillah. That means they are doing tabligh, or they prepare themselves for jihad at that time particularly, and or they are muazzin in the masjid or the imam in the masjid. These are the people who are engaged in the way of Allah, and they don't have the ability to move around in the land to earn their earnings. So they are so much engaged that they don't get the time to move in the land to earn earnings. Yasumul jahilwa, an ignorant one, who don't have knowledge about them. Aghniya min at-ta'affufi. They think they are rich and well off because they refrain ta'affufi from asking. Tarifum, you can recognize them from their faces because they do not ask for help. La yasulan nasa ilafa. They do not beg people persistently. Very important. This is what we should understand. They will not, even sometimes they can ask for help, but they will not persist on it. And there is a big message over here, and the message is that those people who persistently ask you for help, you should think that they are not the right people. People give advertisements in the television to asking for money. People give, now Facebook is there. So all these NGOs, most of them, they give advertisement in the television, in the news, on the Facebook, and they persistently ask you for money. So these are not the right people to give money. We have to think about those people who are engaged in the way of Allah, and they do not even ask you persistently, and you can only recognize them from their faces. See sometimes the face of the Imam of the mosque. See sometimes the face of the Muazzin. These are the people who really need help, and we should find such people. وَمَا تُنْفِقُوا مِنْ خَيْرٍ, and whatever you spend of good, فَإِنَّ اللَّهَ عَلِيمٌ, Allah is all aware of it. So this is a very important ayat, and it started from the last ruku, and now this is the last ayat of on tunfiqu, infaq, the spending, and Allah Ta'ala is telling you who are the right people to whom you should spend on. Musiru, this is form 4, and it is passive perfect verb. They are engaged in the way of Allah, and they don't get the time really to earn their earnings. Yastatiuna, this is form 10, and this form 10 usually reflects the meaning of someone seeking something. But over here, it also reflects the meaning to bring about a change in oneself. So they don't have the ability to move. So they cannot move in the land for their earnings. They are just engaged in the way of Allah. Minat ta'afufi. They refrain from asking for help. And we think that they are rich or well off, so they don't ask for the help. But you can recognize them from their faces, and we should find such people who are engaged in the way of Allah, and they don't get the time for their livelihood. So, and we should spend on them. And the best people, I think, is the people who are doing tabligh, the people who are working in the mosque, imam, muazzin, and other workers also. So instead that we give it to the charity organizations who are giving advertisement on the television, in the newspaper, and also in the Facebook, and they are persistently asking for help. These people don't ask for help, so please help these people. Alhamdulillah, we finished our lesson today. The PDF file link is there in the description. Click on it. It will generate a request for access. Click on the request, then the message will come to me, and then I will give you the permission. The PDF file is very important. It has got a lot of information. Please read to really understand the language.